Welcome to another episode of Health Your Way podcast, where we discuss health issues ranging from physical, mental, emotional, as well as current facts. Today's episode, we're going to be discussing pole fitness, misconceptions versus myth. My guest today is Karina. She has her master's in multicultural psychology. She works with people from all over the world and hosts a podcast called Body is a Temple. Karina's mission is to inspire, motivate people to live longer, feel better, and look their best. Thank you for being part of this, Karina. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, and I am very happy that you are addressing this subject of misconceptions with Paul.
Me too. I find that I did some research on you, and I saw that you're into pole fitness, and I find that there's a lot of misunderstanding of what it is. Can you give us an explanation of what pole fitness or pole dancing is, please?
Yeah, pole, it's bringing a very large variety of styles. So one of this is like connected with exotic, where ladies are training in the high heel shoes, but it is also a official sport which is connected with calisthenic. Calisthenic means training with your body weight, and in this case using your body and your weight on the pole. So the roots of this sport are from India, was called the Makalaub, when the men's were training a variety of poses, and also from China, when the men's were jumping from poles to poles, and that was a national acrobatic sport. It is actually still, but because it gets in 1980s to Canada, to the strip clubs, then that's why we have so much like stigma and fame that is connected with a strip. But pole sport, it has his basically as all the other sports rules. There is a pole sports federation, there are pole sports championships, and during the championships the athletes need to match certain requirements. Usually they are required also poses or combinations, so it has its all rules like all the other sports. And there was some fame also last years that we want to have it at the Olympics. Like it's still a work in progress, but because it meet all the requires like as the other sports, like having this own like poses that the athletes need to do, and go through the tests and everything. So maybe it will be one day also as a competition on the Olympics too.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. You're right. It was a part. Girl, I honestly, I didn't know that it came from India and was part of China. So that's really, because a lot of just people just assume that it's strippers that do this, right? So thank you for that. And I think because you said that, for people that are watching or listening to you, why should they be open to pole fitness or pole dancing in any sense? What do they get out of it? What do you get from it?
Yeah, so I would recommend just for people to try it once. Even if you don't gonna like it, at least you will force your body to kind of do some different moves, not moves that usually we do in any kind of other trainings. And I need to warn everybody, it is difficult. It's not like, just going around the pole and just looking nice. It is very difficult. And even going around the pole, when I'm teaching like a introduction classes or beginners, sometimes we don't have coordination. Where is the right side, where is the left side? So this sport requires really activates every part in our brain to kind of get around where is what and understand how to move our body. So that's why I would recommend for everybody to try it, because then we are kind of like really exercising not only our body but our brain also, which is so much fun. And for the ladies, like what you asked me what I get from this, like pole dance changed my life literally. It was a love from the first grip. I saw the movie on YouTube of a lady called Janie Butterfly 6 years ago, and I signed up to the classes. My first training was horrible. I couldn't like do anything. I couldn't lift my body. And it was time when I was actually didn't practice any sport at all, like maybe just a little bit of yoga. And when I discovered how weak I am, I was kind of stubborn and I didn't give up. And then I trained more and more and more. And then I kind of get into it like totally. I opened my own fitness studio. I, become a trainer. I started to compete in a, different kind of championships also, yes. And at this time, I am 39 years young, and I'm not planning
Lie.
to
She's
stop.
lying. She's lying. She's not 39. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's
Yeah,
keep going.
and I'm not planning to stop pole dancing because it's I was like a party animal before I was practicing pole dancing and pole sports, and because I discovered that this kind of lifestyle doesn't support my progress in pole, I give up smoking, I give up drinking, I give up partying. I kind of commit to all kinds of different sports also, because then I discovered that when I'm gonna go to the gym to work out, I will have better progress in pole dancing. So I was like, okay, let's stretch also more, let's go to yoga also, let's do this, let's go that. For the competition I need better endurance, because 3 minutes of the pole dance routine for the competition requires a lot of endurance. So I started to run, and yeah, it literally changed me totally. So it's not like everybody will maybe dive into this like me, but for sure I would recommend to try it, just to exercise not only your body but also your brain. And as a woman, I also find it very feminine sport, because at the beginning I was very much only into this fitness part and strength part and calisthenic part. But then I started to learn dancing, and I discovered that I always loved dancing, and I was really much ashamed of doing this. And when I am in with the pole and I can grab the pole, the pole is my best partner for dancing. So it helped me to kind of let go of this limiting beliefs about like that I cannot dance because I have this pole, my partner for dancing. And also discover my feminine part, how to work with my hips, and because there's a lot of like waves that we need to do with our spine and with our hips. And yeah, and like really discover my feminine part. And this is what I'm trying to also uh, do with my girls and my students, to kind of, sometimes I'm telling to them, just close your eyes and now do some freestyle, and just let go of everything. Leave your troubles behind the door of the classes and just be in the moment and give this hour to yourself.
Oh, I like that. I'm so happy for you. Like, honestly, when I think of pole fitness, pole dancing, I don't think I've realized how you're right. It is calisthenics. It is, you have to, it's not only physical, you have to use your mind too. You have to have upper body strength. I also like the fact that you mentioned that it lets you open your feminine side to you get to experience that. I think for anybody is watching or listening to you and they're inspired, because I got inspired just listening to you talk, and it made me smile. I couldn't stop laughing, smiling actually. What you, I guess for them, if they've heard their family or friends or her society saying, pole dancing stripper, why should they move away from that? Like, why should they? I think what I'm really asking is, why should they even just ignore what people are saying and just dive into it? I think you've already answered that question, really.
Yes, but what I would add to this is like, don't ignore what they're saying, acknowledge this and say, yes, there are ladies in the club using a pole, but there is much more out of this. And it's not only this. And just because some people were using this in a clubs doesn't mean that everybody is using this in a strip club. And maybe show them a few YouTube movies or few pictures even connected with calisthenic pole and pole fitness part, and also invite them to try it, because as I said, it is super difficult. And if they understand how strong you need to be really to do something interesting and challenging on the pole, then we'll appreciate it. And to be honest, I haven't for years met anyone who was saying that this is a striptease only. However, like, I think people are more aware of this, that this is a difficult sport. Usually men, when I'm talking about them practicing this, they saying straight away that, oh, this is so difficult, I would never do that. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah, I think we just need to kind of, you know, don't pretending that the strip part does not exist. And there's, as I said, also there's this exotic part of the pole where ladies are doing some more, you know, brave moves and have more brave clothes. And there is also even a championship, let's say, I would say it like a more like a performance, because it's called the pole theater. So it's like every participant needs to tell the story through their dance, but the requirements that they are do wear heels and yeah, and very interesting sometimes outfits. So there is this part and it's fun, you know, but this is how the world is built. We can choose like what do we want. If we don't feel like going to exotic part, we can choose a sports part.
I like that. And you're right. Not think, last year I remember watching a pole fitness or dance competition and I saw men and women. And you're right, there was some kind of costume and there was a performance level. And it seemed, I saw a lot of strong people and it was really beautiful to watch. And you're right, there's different parts. We have to acknowledge that there's that stripper component, but there's also the physical sport aspects to it. And, you know, respecting, you get to choose which path you want to go, right? And I think
Absolutely.
um, it's true. Like, interesting fact about you is that you wear multiple hats. You're also, I say earlier, you mentioned you're a yoga instructor. Again, you're a pole instructor. You're also a personal trainer. You're a keynote speaker and you're a podcaster. As I mentioned earlier, Body's My Temple. You seem to be very passionate about being a health advocate as a whole. What is your why?
Yeah, as I mentioned a little bit, I wasn't always like that. I like grew up very much unaware about how the health, why the health should be important, and what does it mean to be healthy. My food kind of role models weren't very good, and exercise role models was also, and I had to discover how important it is in my life. And as I said, like I was very much abusing my body through alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, all kind of other things. And pole dance changed my life, and then I started to dive more. I started to study nutrition. I started to take some, you know, yoga instructor course, personal training course, and people started to perceive me as a kind of health leader.
Oh,
and and then I thought, okay, maybe this is, you know, this is my why. You know, I don't need to put a lot of, you know, effort and attention now. Wherever I'm showing up, before even I start to talk, people kind of know, probably because of how my body looks like. You know, you can see the muscles through the outfit or something like that. They, you know, asking a question. So I decided that I want to share with this with people, um, and share my story and tell them what I've learned and how I overcome my own obstacle and health issues and how I transform my life. And as I said also before, I just want to make this world a better place. So uh, through podcasting, through my website, through my coaching, through my working with people, who being an instructor, I want to leave a little bit of fire in someone's heart, that they can feel better, and mentally and physically. Yeah.
I like that. I do. That's a, you had me all smiling. Again, my cheeks are hurting through the whole entire conversation. I think if anybody wants to reach out to you for your service, because you have a lot of, you know, respectfully, and also follow your journey, what's the best social media platform to get in touch with you?
I use mostly Instagram and Facebook, and you can find me there under Kari uh, life.art. Is KARI life.art, and also my website karilifeart.com. Yeah, so on the website you can find my online courses and coaching programs, but if you want to check out what other crazy stuff I am doing, you can find me Instagram and Facebook. Today I was swimming in a glacier lagoon, which is lake full of icebergs. And yeah, I'm gonna post it later. I do the cold therapy and all
Because
other
that sounds cold.
biohacking. Yeah, and all other different biohacking things. And as you said, like it's working. I still, don't look at my age. So yeah, that's why I wanna share this with people and tell them that they can do the same.
I like that. And we are going to have your information on the video as well as on the posting. I guess when reaching out to you, for a lot of people that are listening to what you're saying, what sets you apart from other people that do what you do? Like I can see from you that you're very passionate about this, but I'm not going to talk for you. So I'm going to let you tell us what sets you apart.
Can you repeat the question?
Sorry, I was asking is for people that are reaching out to you, why should they come out and listen to you? Why should they follow you? What sets you apart from other people that do the same thing you do?
So I think everyone, we have so many fitness coaches and trainers at the moment, and that's beautiful because I am also very picky with choosing my coaches. So I think people just, if they are thinking about finding a coach or finding someone, to follow, they lead. It's good to just check out everybody and see who are they resonate with. And I know that I'm not going to resonate with everybody, but there will be some people who will find me close to their heart and find interesting things that I am doing. So this is why they should like kind of just see and discover and then decide by themselves. Is their heart light a little bit when they see this kind of crazy stuff that I am doing or not? And yeah, and I think that's the main reason.
I like that. You're right. Like, I believe that I'm not for everybody. You're not for everybody. But if you find someone that your eyes light up, you light up. That's the right person for you. That's who you resonate with. And I really want to say, I'm genuinely happy and surprised by this conversation with you. I usually pick topics I don't know nothing about, and sometimes I may have bias on certain topics. But you kindly have educated me on pole fitness. I never thought of anything negative about it. I just didn't have a really thought process. But hearing about this, I feel like getting my own pole. So like, Karina, I'm about to go buy my own pole and try it out. So I want to say thank you for being part of this podcast and being a part of my platform. And it's been great, really collaborating with you over the past few months.
All right. Yes. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us today on our weekly episode of Health Your Way podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, share with others, and please feel free to comment below and ask any questions on topics we discussed, as well as future topics you'd like to hear about. Have a happy and healthy week, and be sure to tune in next week for the next episode on our Health Your Way podcast.